I thought I'd show a little bit of the machining process. So I've got the top section sitting here with my router, and I'm going to set my router such that the cut edge is to this thin black line, or approximately. So the outside, that is the top section width of the beam. The thick black line is what this will be cut down to, because that's where the second section fits. And we also need to leave some wall thickness, 5, 6, 7 millimeters. The thinner the wall, the less weight. But of course the problem is we might hit some problems with control. So I've set a fence up on the router, and I'm going to use the fence to cut the outer lines, and then router out the rest in the middle. So we finally finished the routing out to a depth of 17 millimeters, leaving a 3 millimeter top. I can hear some of you say now, because I've said it myself, ooh, I wouldn't have done it that way. I'd have jigsawed it all out and then glued a 3 millimeter piece of timber. But you know, once you start something, you think, oh, I'll just carry on. Those bits in the centre will now be chiselled out. They're only there to support the router while machining. Well, I've now done most of the machining, so routed out all the top section, angled the internals where possible. All looks a bit of a mess at the moment, to be honest. Reduced the section of the bulkhead here. It's only going to be acting in compression, so it's not critical. And we've got the weight down to about 1.4 kilos. When it's all assembled and then playing down and lots of external material removed, I'm hoping we'll get down to below a kilo. That's my hope. So the next section really is to assemble. We'll assemble section at a time, clamping, gluing, and then see how we go from there. So here's the bottom two sections of the hull, which have been cemented together. And now I'm going to machine the hole for the fin keel. So what I've done is I've machined up two little standoff pillars, which are centered on the hull. And I'm going to mount this in my milling machine, tilt it at the correct angle, and then try and machine the slot. So let's see how that goes. And here we have the finished slot with a 10-degree relief angle both forward and aft, so that it acts as a wedge when we push the fin keel in. Well, it's a beautiful sunny morning in autumnal England, and we now have the three sections of the hull glued together, and slight progress. Besides milling out in the slot for the fin keel, I also milled out the slot for the rudder. While I'm gluing on the fourth section now, I've decided to start shaping the outside of the hull, which then gives me the opportunity to shape the inside of it more to remove some of this excess mass. To help me plane or machine the outside of the hull, what I'm going to do is screw a timber to the top of the three sections, which will allow me to invert everything, hold it on a vise, and then machine away using routers, planes, rasps, electric sanders and any other tool to try and get closer to the shape. Now we have to be able to fit the shape, not just guess it. So what I'm now going to do is print some sections off the plan. So we have these cross sections of the hull, and I'm going to copy those, print them out to the correct scale, and then make plywood templates for the positions along the hull, and use those to hopefully form the hull to the correct profile.